We all know how pirates got their money. Pirates would board ships and steal the cargo to resell it at a cut rate, while in other cases they would simply sack a town. In the 17th and 18th centuries, piracy was a way to make a lot of money fast, and these men, often coming from nothing, were motivated by an opportunity to get rich. Once they made a big score, they would divide the plunder amongst themselves. But what did they do after that? For starters, they certainly liked to drink, and any settlement that welcomed them, like Port Royal, Jamaica, would have had quite a few taverns in operation. Here, pirates would drink and drink and drink some more, spending their money until they ran out of it. Card games would have been played, and musicians would have entertained the crowds night and day. In addition to drinking, pirates also found prostitutes at these taverns, and after being at sea for weeks or months at a time, it's not difficult to imagine they would have eagerly given over their money for some time alone with a woman. The women had names like Salt Beef Peg, No Conscience Nan, and Buttock de Clink Jenny, and their reputations would have preceded them. In addition to taverns and brothels, pirates would have bought or bartered for various items, like clothing, hats, or even pets. They would have wanted a decent meal after being at sea where the food would have been bland, boring, and in a lot of cases outright disgusting. Taverns would have also provided a place for these men to get some sleep in an actual bed, a luxury after sleeping either on a wooden deck or in a hammock stretched between cannons. Oftentimes, pirates preferred to dress in very flamboyant clothing, so any fashionable clothes would have caught their attention. The pirates would have also been on the lookout for new weapons like swords or pistols, but mostly they would have been stolen. That's not to say that a pirate that just got back to port flush with a pocket full of gold wouldn't have bought them. It just would have depended on their wants and needs. After long nights of drinking with 18th century prostitutes, a pirate would also frequently require the services of a doctor to cure any diseases he may have caught. We now know that these cures weren't too effective, but they would have tried to get relief for any ailments that were bothering them. Blackbeard once blockaded Charleston, South Carolina for a chest of medical supplies, so that shows us how important they were. Speaking of chests, what about pirates burying their treasure? Well, the only known record of that happening was from Captain William Kidd. There are countless rumors that pirates left hidden treasures, but none have been found. It makes sense that they likely wouldn't have done it, as they knew full well they were leading short lives and weren't all that interested in saving for the future. It also wouldn't make much sense to allow the captain to take a chest full of gold that belonged to the entire crew and simply walk off to bury it in some remote place. Pirates also enjoyed smoking tobacco, and that, along with pipes, would have been another item commonly traded or purchased. Divers have found hundreds of broken pipes in Port Royal, and that makes sense as they lived a life of relative leisure, which would allow them the time to smoke so much. However they managed to spend it, pirates would often blow their money as quickly as possible and then go back to sea to steal some more. I hope this gave you some insight into a subject that isn't discussed very often. If you enjoyed today's video, please like the video and subscribe. There's also a link to our Discord, PayPal, and Patreon below. If you can help out, that's much appreciated. As always, if you have ideas for future videos or just want to say hello, leave us a comment below.